We are talking about baiting bears, which is a pretty fun topic. We've got some awesome hunts coming up. We got a really cool hunt with Blair St, a good friend of mine. Just a super cool bait site. It was a nice way to end the season. We went in and shot this another great bear, got a cool video.
Quite an adventure, start to finish, everything came together. RK hunts, love it.
Argo Presents How to Hunt is brought to you by Argo XTV, Go Anywhere. Escape Trailer, built for you. Zeiss, confidence in the toughest conditions. And these fine sponsors.
Welcome back to How to Hunt. This is part 2 of our bear episode. I'm Zach Brown here with Ryan Kohler, and we're talking everything black bears. We got lots going on. You're baiting nonstop, and if anybody is spending time with black bears, you know there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and there's so many little tips and tricks, and I think the hope is that people can just pick up like even one thing going forward to make it that much easier.
It should be super fun.
Yes.
Start because you're feeding bears, which is like rad, right?
Yes.
We've got some awesome hunts coming up. We got a really cool hunt with Blair St, a good friend of mine. He shoots his first big Pope and Young, his first big black
There's something
bear.
cool about that bear. I'm not going to say it because I know it, but there's something really, as a bear hunter, you're those little things. Anyway,
I think I know what you're thinking. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But when you're baiting bears, there's so many different ways to do it, right? I mean, a lot of people have their system. I have what I think worked pretty good this year. I know for sure that I'm gonna make a better system. I think that it's like getting more and more organized as you go, just creates, a better setup when you're bringing clients, or if you're hunting for yourself. I think that's like one of the biggest things. So there's constantly new like technology. There's constantly new baits that are available. Like people are always trying to make things better, right? So if I'm selling bear bait, like just Kingpin's a great example. Like they've come up with this like crazy stuff that you throw powder in the trees with, and it's like really wild stuff, right? I wouldn't have seen that 10 years ago. So people are always trying to make things better. And so I don't want to get stuck into like, I do it this way and I'm going to do it this way forever. And it's the best way. You know what I mean? So coming up is the way I've put the baits together. Might not be the best way in the universe, but it's the way I did it, and hopefully enjoy and learn something from how to hunt. I've got my barrels in the front. So this is kind of how I'm doing the baiting. I've got my meat barrel right here. I've got oats and grease mixed with some candy. And then I've got the Kingpin candy in here. So you don't always have to feed bears meat. This stuff actually smells really good too. That scent gets out in the wind and can bring bears in from a long ways away, but it really is strong. And then I've got the Kingpin Bear Bait and Scent Butterscotch Spray. So I'm gonna go into a bait. I'm gonna spray this all over the trees. I'm gonna use the cookies, the oats mixed with grease. I'm gonna pour grease on the ground, and I'm gonna bait with like a whole bunch of meat. We got the Argo Quad here, the Explorer. That machine has been completely amazing. It's really good on fuel. And we've been towing the tub trailer with like 2 or 3 full barrels of meat. It's got tons of power. It's got through every single swampy spot that we have out here, and it's rained quite a bit. And I can't say enough about that machine, to be totally honest. It's absolutely awesome. We sat here last night. We watched the bear literally, he like tore all this up. He spent the entire night eating out of this beaver cage. And if he didn't get every speck, the ravens did. When you got a big boar on the bait that may or may not stay, this is just an awesome way for them to have to stay, because the beaver is their favorite by far. That is the first thing they go to every time. So that's your Kingpin baits right there on the top. I'm gonna pour that in here. And then you get to the next layer, which is oats mixed with some candy and some grease. And then the last layer, which is a little bit of gross meat, but they love it. This is what brings more bear to your bait. Just gonna pour some grease here, and the bears step in it, and then they go for a walk. They hit that bear's scent, and then they follow it into the bait. So we get a lot of bears that come in from just that grease right there. And then, just to make it nice and smelly, we'll just start putting some of this on the trees. And it puts that fresh little scent out there. Smells like butterscotch. That's the Moultrie camera in the bear box. If you come hunt with RK Hunts, we have a cell cam on every bait that has a signal. I can send clients directly to the top bears. If you have 50 baits, you're just hunting on a whole bunch of baits. But if you have 20 baits and cameras, you can go directly to where the top boars are. So. I'm at a new bait site. We brought in 2 barrels. The first thing I'm gonna do is mark it with my Onyx app. All of my bear sites are marked. Everything I have in bear camp is marked. If I see a bear, if I have a bear site, if there's a road I need to turn on or a road I don't want to go down, I use the Onyx app. It's a great tool, you gotta get it. Some kingpin. Some meat. I've had really good luck this year. I haven't had any cameras go down at all. And I just take a heavy wire and I wrap it around the antenna a couple times and around the tree, and it seems to work awesome. We haven't had any bears rip it to shreds. They've been there for 2.5 weeks now, and I haven't lost a single camera. So the boxes that they provide are awesome. I would recommend those cameras because they're a pretty awesome tool. Hi, I'm Ryan Kohler with Wild TV, and I'm here with the Escape 17. The reason this trailer is so unbelievable, the reason why Escape is so unbelievable, is because it's a fiberglass egg, basically. It's like 2 pieces of fiberglass coming together. That makes it really unbeatable. It lasts forever. So I could have this trailer my entire lifetime starting now and then hand it down to my kids, and they're gonna have the same trailer. It's gonna be in the same shape. It's an amazing purchase, and you can customize it. As you can see, there's a little bit of camo down the side. That was done especially for me, which I thank you very much at Escape, because it's a great unit. They actually built it for me, so wherever I go, I can make anywhere home. Welcome back. We are talking about baiting bears, which is a pretty fun topic, and there's a lot to talk about because there's a lot of ways to do it. Zach has a ton of experience baiting bears. Actually, he's a guide for bears and has guided for bears for a long time, seen a lot of different things, baited a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So as a guide, what do you like?
I think the setup on how you get to your bait, I think you're using an Argo. I've used a quad. Everybody has their own setups for that, but I think having that dialed in, because that's your vehicle. That's where your beaver hook is. That's where your hammer is. That's where your drill is to open your barrels.
And you've got a box in the back.
I got a box in the quad. I can put 3 5-gallon pails, and then in the front I have another box. I can put 3 5-gallon pails, and then I'll have a chainsaw
So
mounted.
you got 6 pails going.
6 pails going.
Just on the quad.
Just in the quad.
No tub.
No tub.
Okay.
No. And then I attach my my chainsaw to the front. And then I have my chainsaw fuel attached to the side of the box. And then I have a little latch system with a little box that I have my bits for opening the barrels, because depending on how you're opening your meat barrels,
Right.
you have different heads for that. And yeah, that's basically my go-to setup. I know I did have a variation where I had like a latch system with a little pail on the back of my quad with a nozzle we made. So you had that old oil that you're getting from restaurants.
Yep.
With a little drip tube that you would pour behind your quads.
Yep.
As you go from bait to bait, there's basically a scent line.
Yeah.
Some people do that. I just found it was leaking so much, and then your quad ends up being a
slippery mess.
Yeah, and then you got to hide your quad seat. And then I've had bears rip out my electronics for my battery one year. That was a nightmare. And I came back and patched it all together, but literally they were like ripped out the wires and were eating the popcorn underneath the battery box.
Nice.
So yeah, but basically your quad is set up for that. And it's when you're a guide, you're going from spot to spot, and when you're back an hour, you can't forget your drill. You can't forget your bait. You can't forget your chainsaw, because now you're not baiting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a great way to get the remote set up so you can
Yes.
go far. So
Yeah.
how far are you going in a day?
It depends. I mean, sometimes you drive your truck, 30 minutes from camp, and then you drive a quad an hour from there.
Yeah.
So you're back there. And one thing we talked about briefly, but to have all those spots located too. I know you're using Onyx app, and I was using it too a lot. And just it's super helpful because you usually have your quad trails, but if you're doing those test baits, you don't have those necessarily marked right away. I mean, you just have your sign up as an outfitter, but to be able to locate them is a huge part.
I think the Onyx app's super, super important too for like exploring. Like I'm a
Yes.
big explore guy. I like to usually go to Neverland, you know, anywhere that's like no one's ever gone. I'm trying to get there, slashing, you know, putting some, like you said, test baits, or even just like marking like how far away something is.
Yes.
So if I'm like,
I know
okay,
when you double tap the screen, we're just playing that with, and you start doing this, and you can see, oh, that's 300 yards.
Right.
That's half a mile. That's
yeah,
wide.
I'm big on like, okay, can I get there today? Like how far is it going to take me to get there today? Or how much trail can I like basically break today? Because with bear baits, I'm chainsawing a lot and trying to go into new areas a lot. And so all that gear you're talking about on that machine makes like, you need all of it because I'm constantly trying to find new bait sites.
Yeah.
And that's where you find some of the biggest bears is getting into those new places. So that's why I like the app a lot because, and I'll mark things that I see and then I'll like go back and sit there at night. And then you're like,
I know. And then you start
going
zooming on the satellite
psycho.
imaging and you're like, oh, is that
Yeah.
a beaver dam? Oh, is
Yeah.
that big timber? And then it's
Yeah.
like, that's a cut block. Is that an old trail?
and you're just on your phone. Like you can really get some like awesome data and awesome information inside the app and using the app by like just expanding it, looking at your whole area and really going deep in there. And the more data points I put in, the more things I find that I see that are cool. It just kind of creates this new way of hunting kind of thing, right?
It's super helpful. All those little tips, I think, are a huge part to then, being successful, especially when you're, outfitting or guiding.
For sure, the new technology. Anyway, we'll go to Blair St. Martin's hunt here. We've got a great hunt with Blair. Check it out. He shoots a great big bear. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm here with Blair St. Martin. We've got two nice bears on the bait. One's a really big, tall, Popa young. The bears were coming every day on the camera, so hopefully they're still coming. The camera hasn't worked for about 10 days, so I don't know what's actually here. So we're gonna run in, super bait it, hunt it for 2 days, and hopefully get an arrow into that Popa young. We're gonna drag this bait behind the quad. The whole idea behind that is the entire way in, so about 3K in, we're gonna have a nice beaver trail all the way to our bait. By doing this, any bear that crosses this quad trail should hit this and come straight to the bait. Right now, just standing here, like you can really smell this place. So we're hoping it's enough scent to get out there for that big bear to come back. If it's not in the next 2 nights, it'll be in the next 3. Just a super cool bait site. You can see all these beaver ponds in behind the bait. It's a big natural funnel right through here because they can't go across any of that water. It's pretty rad. Okay, it's day 2, and Blair is making our beaver smaller because we've got 2 beavers left one night, and we don't want to give the bear a full beaver, so we're cutting it up into pieces. Right now, we're just about 1 kilometer away from the bait, and we're kind of strategizing what we do. We know there's a shooter in there right now. It just walked in at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock. Doctor? Is that one gonna make it?
I think it's slim chance.
Slim chance, Doc?
DNR, this one.
Okay. There's our bear right there. He's on the bait. He's just smashing the candy. Just smashing it right now. Blair is getting his bow ready. I think he decided. I guess we'll see if we can spot and stalk him on the bait. Okay, there he is. And sitting, he's not even standing. That's a pretty decent bear, it looks like.
We bumped him off the bait. He just kind of slowly sauntered off. And he looked like a good shooter. We're just gonna see if we get lucky and see if he comes back.
Pretty cool. Great encounter there. Beautiful evening, and the bear's just loving this bait. He's laying down, gorging himself, so we'll see what happens if he comes back. If he's the right one, hopefully make a good shot and seal the deal. I think I smoked him.
That's a big bear, dude. Holy, that's a big lump of fur.
Sweet. Great job. RK hunts. Love it. Great job.
Look at the scar on his face. Tilt his head down a little bit. Wow.
Quite an adventure. Start to finish, everything came together. Really appreciate all the support to get this done. RK hunts. I love it.
That's the end of the show. Hope you liked it. Hope you had fun watching. We shot a couple of big bears, and we had a great time. He had a great time. And everybody else that was with RK Hunts this year also had a great time. So I hope you did too. Over and out for now.
Welcome back to How to Hunt. We just saw a really cool bear kill. And from a guide's perspective, the first thing I do is like inspect the face of a bear, just because you're always looking for something new. Because you do see a lot of dead bears. And when you're seeing like cool character or little scars, and right away it was like, what? Like there's a hole in the side of his face.
Yeah, his like Two-Face, right?
Yeah, like it's bit through, or he was fighting, and then you could see his canine totally exposed.
The whole thing's ripped off. His whole face. What a great bear hunt that was. Like we had a camera on that bait for probably a month and we never went there.
Yep.
So I went there and just loaded it up. Like we had tons of bait there and just kind of popped the lids off and let the bears go at it. There's two other big shooters that we were after. We didn't even know that bear was there.
The one to hold his face.
No. We drove up to the bait.
Yep.
And the bear that we killed was literally like laying.
Okay, that was one.
He was laying on the kingpin candy and he was just doing this. He's laying on it, just smashing the candy, right? So it was a big pile of candy. Blair had helped out so much in the camp and he wanted like a Pope and Young bear. So we said, let's take him and get him a bear for like, kind of thank you for all the work he's done, right? He's a really great guy. And we had this big thing of kingpin left over. So we just did a pile and the bear just laid on it and just smashed it. As soon as that bait was gone, those bears were coming all the time at night, like all the time with no bait for like 2 weeks. The bears were still coming and the wolves were coming. It was just a crazy spot.
I've seen it where we left a camera accidentally over the year. And it's amazing to see throughout the summer.
How often?
Months after, dude. You're just having bears come back, walk through,
see
smell
what's
it.
up.
Yeah. Because they get so routined into that.
So we went there and it was probably at least 2 weeks before I had put any bait up at all because we had the full camp on a different area. So we have like 3 areas. So we went there and then set up the trailer, right? We got the factory outlet trailers and the Argo stuff and the solar power stuff. So you can kind of go anywhere you want. And then we just brought in a couple of barrels, just dropped them in there. And then the first night we saw the sow, and the second night we saw that totally new bear that we didn't know was there. It's a big bear. Like he was a good couple inches above the barrel, like right away. It was an obvious shooter. And I think that's what you want. You want to spend some time looking at the bear on the bait, even close, right?
Yes.
So if it's at 30, 40, 50 yards through the trees, I can't judge him.
No.
And I mean, I've shot a couple nice ones.
I made a mistake once as a guide. We went to a spot, and I think a barrel is so needed, especially for new hunters. I mean, I got it wrong. I didn't have a barrel set up, and this big bear, small bear came in, and it was actually the only sow I've ended up to killing that I can remember. But it was, and if I had a barrel there, I guarantee you I probably wouldn't have shot it because there's no way that sound was.
Sure. I actually learned a good trick from you when we were doing bears together, was that just notching the tree.
Yes, because if the barrel tips over,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that can be, or it rolls around, right? And
Yeah.
then you're sitting there like, well, how do I judge? Right?
Yeah. So I notch all the trees on all the
Nice.
baits.
Yeah. The same height as the barrel.
Yeah, same height as
Yeah.
the barrel.
Yeah.
But this was awesome. You know, Blair made a great shot. It's a cool video. It's a big
It
bear.
is, yeah.
It was a nice way to end the season. We went in and shot this another great bear. Got a cool video for a really great guy. And yeah, like I said though, we didn't know that was there.
I think that's the beauty of hunting, especially black bears. You don't know what's
Big surprise.
surprise, the whole
Right?
thing.
Surprise. Can't wait till next year. It's going to be really fun. Got more clients booked. It's going to be a great time. We're just
Lots
going
to
to
look
keep
forward to.
moving on and look forward to next year doing bears again.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something. There's lots that goes into bear hunting, and we're trying to break down some tips and tricks you take home. You learn more how to hunt, and stay tuned for next episode.
Argo Presents How to Hunt is brought to you by Argo XTV. Go anywhere. Escape Trailer, built for you. Zeiss, confidence in the toughest conditions. And these fine sponsors.